Have you ever felt like you were just facing a wall? Like you were up against something so huge that it just felt impossible to see past?
Oh, yeah. I think we've all been there at some point, right?
Well, today we are going to dive into a story that really redefines what's possible. We're going to be looking at the journey of Brian Rowe,
Amazing.
and we're using some of his own words from his podcast Ek4 announcement, as well as like a very personal update he gave about getting married.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so think of this deep dive as like an exploration. How did this one person navigate such an extreme level of adversity,
Right.
years incarcerated,
Right.
and then not only find freedom, but actually build a new life in the tech world
Yeah.
and in his personal life as
A
well?
complete transformation.
And if you're listening right now and maybe you're navigating your own challenges
Yeah.
or you're just someone who loves these stories about resilience,
Totally.
our mission today is to really understand what were the core elements of Brian's transformation.
Yes.
What were the moments, the changes he went through, the shifts that took him from prison to Clemency and then into this Thrive new chapter?
Right.
Okay, so let's get into it. The real turning point. I mean, the catalyst for this whole new beginning for him. He came on December 12, 2024.
Wow.
He received clemency from a president after spending over 11 years in
that's right.
federal prisons.
Wow.
And a lot of that time was spent at Beaumont Medium. So
Yeah.
this wasn't just like, oh, okay, you're free.
Right.
This was like an awakening for him. He had this renewed purpose.
Right.
He describes this unextinguished fire.
You could just feel that energy like it's leaping right off the page. 11 years is a long time.
Yeah.
To come out of that with such a clear vision of what you want to do next
Yeah.
is really incredible.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time. Immediately, he gets an internship with a company that partners with Amazon
Wow.
and sets his sights on becoming a journalist in the tech industry.
Wow. That's great.
What fueled that drive,
Yeah, what's so interesting is he had this momentum,
Yeah.
this very clear direction. It wasn't just about getting out.
Right.
It was about building something new right away. And, people noticed.
Yeah.
His story got picked up by local news. The Dothan Eagle did a piece, even the New York Times.
Wow.
But Brian really emphasizes that those articles, they only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
He saw this as the start of something much bigger. It was the beginning of a message that he wanted to share.
And that brings us to what he calls his call to action, which feels like a really key part of his story.
Totally.
He wasn't just content with being free himself.
Right.
He wanted to reach out to others, help them.
Exactly. And his message goes beyond his own personal story.
Yeah.
It becomes this universal thing,
Right.
He specifically talks to CEOs, people at the top, but also to those who might be feeling stuck,
Right.
uncertain about making changes in their lives, maybe about entering a field like tech.
Right.
It's like he's saying, look, if I can do this, what's stopping you?
And the things he says got him through the massive change are so powerful.
Yeah.
Resilience, determination,
Right.
faith, a strong sense of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And he's open about not having the usual advantages, no resources, no connections.
Yeah.
But he refused to let that define him. You have to wonder, where does that inner strength come from?
That's the question, isn't it? Where does that fortitude come from?
Yeah.
While he was in prison, Brian describes a process of digging deep. He spent time encouraging others who were incarcerated.
Yeah.
He wrote letters to stay connected to the outside world.
Wow.
He actively cultivated a sense of purpose, even when freedom seemed so far away. These weren't just coping mechanisms. They were choices,
Right.
Choices to stay strong, to stay focused. It shows you that even in the toughest situations, you can still have agency, make choices about who you want to be.
It's inspiring, and he's also very honest about the struggles, the pain he experienced.
Yeah.
He doesn't sugarcoat it. He talks about the pressure, but then he frames those hardships
Right.
as the birthplace of possibility. It's a powerful way to look at things.
It's a complete reframing. It's not just about enduring the tough times.
Right.
It's about seeing them as the source of your future potential.
It's like turning the struggle into fuel. And this is where his story becomes that blueprint he talks about.
Yes.
It goes beyond just his own experience.
Right.
It becomes a guide for anyone facing a seemingly impossible obstacle.
Exactly. It suggests that even when things are at their darkest, there's still hope for a new beginning. You can plant the seeds for that new beginning
Yeah.
through willpower and by shifting your mindset.
So we've talked about his release, the new start,
Mm-hmm.
the mindset that made it possible.
Right.
Now let's look at how he went from just surviving
Yeah.
to actually building this new life in tech.
So what's really interesting is this shift he talks about. He went from surviving
Yeah.
to actively solving problems.
Yeah.
He talks about leaning into resilience and embracing determination.
Hmm.
These weren't just words to him.
Right.
They were strategies. Even with the limited resources he had in prison,
Yeah.
he focused on finding solutions to the problems around him. He was proactive.
So it started with an internal change, right?
Absolutely.
You mentioned training his mind,
Yeah.
building habits, educating himself while still incarcerated.
Right.
It shows how powerful inner work can be. Even in that environment, you can still grow and develop yourself.
You really can.
Did he give any specifics about how he did this? What did this training look like?
He doesn't go into a ton of detail, but he mentions reading a lot, writing reflectively,
Yeah.
actively searching for opportunities to learn within the limitations of the prison. Talks about challenging negative thoughts
Right.
and focusing on hope for the future. All of this inner work
Yeah.
laid the foundation for what he was able to do once he was released.
And we're seeing that work pay off now. He has this ambitious mission to succeed in tech, launch his own company,
Yeah.
and use his story to inspire others. It's not just about his own success.
Right.
He wants to give back, make a difference.
Definitely. And he's taking concrete steps towards that vision.
Like what?
Well, he's involved with AWS Educate. It's a program from Amazon Web Services
Okay.
that provides resources for people who are learning new skills.
Okay.
Brian's role is as a learner advocate.
Great.
He also completed the New Voices cohort through AWS, which focuses on public speaking.
Wow.
These are big achievements.
Yeah.
It shows he's serious about learning new skills, making connections, and sharing his message with the world.
And these aren't just random steps. They're all part of his larger goals, right?
Exactly.
He talks about speaking on national platforms, maybe even TED Talks,
Yeah.
mentoring people from disadvantaged communities, building tech solutions, maybe even working with venture capitalists. It's a big vision.
It is. And what it comes down to is this. We all have the potential to create something amazing.
Right.
We have to use the resources we have, be willing to learn and grow. We can all make a difference, no matter where we come from or what we've been through.
And just when you think his story can't get more amazing, he gets married on February 25, 2025.
It's incredible, right? After all he's been through, the years in prison, the clemency, the career change.
Yeah,
This feels like a deeply personal, joyful moment.
absolutely.
It's a new chapter focused on love, partnership, shared goals.
It's important to see that this transformation isn't just about work or community impact.
Right.
It's also about personal relationships. It shows that growth and change can happen in all areas of our lives.
Yeah.
It's not just about outward success. It's about finding happiness on a personal level, too.
You can feel his gratitude for finding a partner who believes in him,
Yeah.
who's ready to walk alongside him on this journey.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key things we want our listeners to take away?
Brian Rowe's story is a powerful example of resilience in the face of extreme adversity.
Yeah.
It shows the incredible power of a determined mind,
Mm-hmm.
and it proves that we can change our lives,
Right.
both professionally and personally.
And at the heart of it all is this message of hope.
Yes,
No matter what challenges you're facing, breakthroughs are possible.
the potential for positive change is within each of us.
So as you go about your day, think about Brian's journey.
Yeah.
How he found strength and created such a profound change.
What impossible goal are you ready to reconsider? What potential is hidden inside you waiting to be unleashed?
Maybe it's time to rethink what you thought was out of reach.
Maybe it is.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.